Hey guys, FTG here, and so I'll be talking about the Pyreblaster in the patch 11.0 public test server for Space Marine 2. Now, the Pyreblaster is more powerful than ever in the public test server. Now, if you're unaware, they basically made it so the burn damage of this thing now counts as range damage, which means you will get contested health back for all the burning enemies from your Pyreblaster, which practically makes you immortal. This thing is absolutely on crack. On the siege mode especially, this is like the best weapon in the game for tactical, and potentially in the entire game. You can push up to like wave 20 with no dreadnought pretty easily. I was not playing optimally at all, and I still pushed like straight to wave 15. This weapon's kind of on crack, and for the perk tree, it already had amazing perks, but for siege mode especially, things like Resilient Flame, charging time decreasing by 75%, are super valuable because you just want to be able to fire this thing as long as possible, and it is so broken right now that you can actually overheal off of the burn damage as well while you are running away and not shooting anything. So pretty insane. And the Pyreblaster has really always been one of the best weapons on tactical, but right now it is like straight up busted. I would be amazed if this actually stayed into the official patch 11.0. Currently in the patch 10.0 servers, all the burn damage does not count as range damage whatsoever. It doesn't even show up on the scoreboard, and I imagine they want to change that to some degree, but right now the CHP recovery of this thing is positively insane, and really you don't even need to use things like precise calibration or concentrated fire. Your auspex for bosses hardly matters at all. You can nuke down a triple boss spawn and just spray and pray into the enemies constantly with this thing. It is like the best boss killing tool in the entire game right now, and the Pyreblaster has always been top tier, but with this current buff, it is just absurd. It's the best way to put it. It's simply absurd. Now, for the perk tree I picked on this, I did go for improved fast venting, moving here into the perk Eternal Flame. Burning time increases by 25%. Burning is still all that matters on this weapon, more so than ever, and I believe the CHP recovery goes up if you take these burn damage perks like Pure Flame as well, so these are top tier for sure. Next perk here as well, Flame of Ascension, burning 5 enemies restores 1 armor segment, cooldown is 30 seconds. This perk is one of the best armor restore perks in the entire game. Now, the perk over here in the Melter Rifle is called Trick Shot. Killing 5 enemies with 1 shot restores 1 armor segment, cooldown is 30 seconds. This one was already pretty amazing, but this one just requires you to apply a burn for pretty much no charge whatsoever. And applying a burn in this game is super easy. All you do is hold down your button, so way better than Trick Shot, and Trick Shot was already top tier. And the next perk I grab here is Potent Flame for even more burning damage. Picking up the perk here, Flash Burn. Enemies at a distance of less than 10 meters take 20% more damage, and the final 2 perks I grab, like I said before, are Resilient Flame and, of course, Pure Flame. Now, on a build like this, you don't even need to take balance distribution or anything of the sort. The direct damage of this weapon hardly matters at all. I don't believe this damage buff increases your burn damage whatsoever, so you just grab Plasma Boost instead for our Plasma Pistol, because rate of fire plasma is just a ton of value with this Plasma Boost pistol perk right here. And next perk here is Heightened Vigor. After a perfectly timed parry, block, or dodge, you deal 10% more melee and gun strike damage. Don't lose control from heavy hits and can't be knocked back. No knockback in Space Marine 2 is just super valuable, so we pretty much always pick it up. And then we pick up the perk over here, Emperor's Vengeance, because this weapon is quite ammo hungry even in the siege mode. Now, Emperor's Vengeance does carry your ammo economy pretty damn hard. It is basically infinite ammo in operations, but in siege mode there are just so many damn enemies that having this just helps a ton for the ammo economy of the Pyreblaster. Now, a secure stockpile here. Equipment charge restored by 1 for all squad members. Cooldown is 60 seconds. If you have a shock grenade or something with this, you will pretty much be able to slow down all the enemy hordes and burn them endlessly. You can even use this in like patch 10.0 for this build, because the Pyreblaster is still really strong with shock grenades in general, because anything that slows down bosses and stuff like that will simply allow you to just keep shooting your Pyreblaster and just get that burn stack on them. Next perk here is Vital Data. Then we pick up Battle Focus because, like I said before, we really don't need to build for auspex into bosses at all, because the burn damage of this on top of that CHP regen is just so damn OP right now. And even in patch 10.0, the burn damage is literally all you need to actually apply the proper damage to the bosses, so Battle Focus is totally free to pick. Next perk here is Concentrated Fire. Auspex scans don't last 60% longer, and enemies marked by Auspex scan take an additional 120% damage, but they lose mark when they leave the scanned area. Now, even though I said we don't need to buff up our Auspex that much, this is still the best perk in this column by far, in my opinion. And being able to just nuke down a like Soul Reaper Cannon Terminator or something like that with your Plasma Pistol, it's just super good with this, so I still pick it up. And then we pick up Radiating Impact, a melee finisher, additionally deals significant area effect damage in a 10-meter radius. Cooldown is 90 seconds, because this is still the best perk in this tree by far. And the perk up here, Signal Jammer, did get reworked in this current patch here. It says after marking enemy by Auspex scan, other enemies cannot call for reinforcement and automatically explode upon attempting to do so for 90 seconds. This perk still sucks ass. Even with the battle focus perk, this does not trigger this at all. This perk is just so damn bad. Like, maybe there will be a stratagem that like really benefits from this, like the reinforcement calls of Extremis and stuff like that. But as far as like practical gameplay goes, this perk is just not that good. Now, for the Prestige perk tree, we do take Acuity because for whatever reason, the Pyreblaster does trigger Acuity because it does headshot damage, but to be honest, I have never seen like a major damage buff from this. If you want to take Spare Power instead for Siege mode, you definitely could. Next perk here is Skill Supplier, then we pick up Resilience for more Stim HP, and of course Fortitude for a health increase of 15%, because even with the OP CHP regen of the Pyreblaster currently, having low HP on tactical just sucks, and this class can still get damage nuked pretty hard. You will still get blown up by things. The way the CHP regen works on the burn is that it is really good for like, you know, a general chip damage recovery, but if you get like double slapped by a Terminator or something like that, you can still die pretty quickly, so I would be careful of that, which is why we still pick up perks like this. Anyways, that is pretty much all there is for the perk tree, secondary weapon, and primary weapon. As far as the melee weapon goes, you can take really whatever you want. I took a block chainsword for this because I just found the armor restore on this to be the best on top of that range damage reduction. If you want to grab like the newly buffed Power Gladius, I'll put like a little link in the description here or the info card if you're curious about the buffs for this in the thing up here in the corner. You can definitely take this one. This one has no damage cap now, on top of having a ridiculously powerful perk effect with Agile Strike. After a perfect dodge, the next melee attack deals 120% more damage and can be stacked up to 3 times. This perk now lasts for 1 second. After a perfect dodge, the next melee attack deals 120% more damage and can be stacked up to 3 times. This perk now lasts for 1 second after the initial attack, which is super powerful for things like Skull Crusher and stuff like that. Previously, it was only useful on the Shadow Stab, but now it feels way better, and this one really dishes out a ton of damage. And of course, the Heroic Chainsword here now works with the Trampling Stride perk. So if you want to take these two, you definitely could. I decided to take the block one because the block one is overall the best in my opinion, and I built it this way because it was just the best setup. And as far as the Plasma Pistol goes, I was set up this way. It's pretty much the same all the time because the top tree is just so much more valuable than the bottom tree is on this one. And you can really take full advantage of the full ammo economy of this thing on top of the damage with your Plasma Boost perk. That's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. Honestly, this one works on the public test server and patch 10.0. It is obviously better on the public test server for siege mode because the CHP regen of this thing is absurd. If you want to take this into like patch 10, you definitely could. It's still very strong there. The Pyreblaster is an incredibly powerful weapon, and the reason I take the venting speed on this one is because firing for longer just keeps you alive significantly more, especially now with this new range damage on the burn. And hopefully this gave you an idea. I'm going to show some actual gameplay of this thing in the hard siege on a true solo because this weapon is just nuts, and I wanted to showcase it here today.
Heretic Dreadnought! Full space prime! Optimal battlefield strategy. Eliminate priority targets. Treachery will never be.
So we actually just healed. So we were, hold on. To explain what just happened, we were actually just being shot in the asshole by a soul can the entire time. And we had so much burn stacked on enemies that we just out-healed it. We just out-
Priority target from the combat zone. Full specs prime.
Yeah, BioWare's running you over. Let's just, like, not ever have that in the game again, shall we? On my way. Purge.
Maximize efficiency by attacking the strongest foe.
I don't know if that'll actually hit me, but I'm gonna assume it will. Actually, we're on a different elevation here, so we're okay. A slightly different elevation is all it takes.
Kill confirmed, but more threats remain. Major threat neutralized. Now we must deal with what remains.
Ooh, a double held root time. So all we gotta do is... Alright, that's right. Triple held root, though.
To win this battle, neutralize the major threats.
I do just do a little bit of a purge. We actually overhealed off the... that's us. What is mortality? Oh my god, we actually just overhealed the purge.
High priority target.
That's nuts. Oh, they're body blocking. This little fucker. That little fucker. That Chaos Spawn ran behind me to do that. Can you chill out? What is mortality? I don't think about that. Dying, stun locks, losing HP? We wouldn't know anything about that.
We kill as the codex dictates.
That's so annoying.
We must eliminate high priority enemies.
That little guy. Triple Helbert. Intended gameplay, as they say. 377,000 rage, damn it. You killed them all. 3,900 kills. Hey, that's no Dreadnought. That guy can. That's probably one of the only builds in the whole game besides a launcher that's gonna ever push beyond, with 8 deaths, dude. Jesus. What a waste of relics. That build's busted. I mean, you're susceptible to getting nuked, but there's no way that stays in.